Hello everyone and welcome to the Chaos Guide. I will not be doing a Chaos run in this video because if you go take a look at whatever I paste on screen here, you'll see how long the clip is, and it's about an hour. If you ever want to do a Chaos run, just be wary, it's probably going to take you 30 minutes if you want to stop in the middle of it, and it's going to take you up to an hour if you want to fully complete it. Just so you're wary and just so you know, that's how long Chaos runs usually take. That being said, let's talk about Chaos. Now, when you start the game, you will have, if you come over to save data, this is what you're going to be looking at. A base deck build with nothing in it. 0 points, no equipment, all your base cards. Now, you might be saying, dang, how do I make this better? How do I get all these cool epiphanies that you see here on these cards? That's where Chaos mode comes in. So let's take a walk and show you how you can get some gigabanger decks like this one, so you can start killing things in 10 seconds and blow up everything and have some cool fun. Get yourself a Mika deck like this one, so you can keep drawing or keep drawing. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, let's get on over. So when you first start the game, you're going to be exposed to Chaos, and when you come over to Chaos, you will only see Chaos Manifestation on the end. Chaos Manifestation is the first place you can access for you to get your deck building mode. This is where you can enter in. You're going to be first shoved into Blue Pot, and I recommend you don't go back to Blue Pot because that boss is BS. You then go to anywhere else. City of the Mist is the easiest because it has the easiest boss fight at the end. This guy is free farm, so if you want to just focus on getting your build and getting out, City of the Mist is where you go. Otherwise, you can travel to whichever world you prefer to go to. Just note that, of course, each of these have different sizes. Now, I didn't really notice a difference in the size of the Chaos, other than if it's a bit larger, it's usually a bit on the harder side in terms of difficulty, and that's pretty much it. So near these worlds over here is a bit harder than these worlds, but Blue Pot just has a little bit of a worse boss fight for some reason. But otherwise, mostly it's pretty easy to do. So when you walk into Chaos, you will have the ability to enter, and you have different difficulty options here. Now, I can't see it here because one of my characters are in Deep Trauma, which is my Mika. Also, I'll just put Yuki here. Well, you're not going to see this option here. And the reason for this is because one of your characters need to have been traumatized before in order for you to enter Deep Trauma. And what Deep Trauma does for you is that it increases your save data value and it increases your amount of epiphany chances in your run. It does make your run a little bit harder because your characters will end up getting stressed out a lot more often, which means they can get broken more often. I do think this is the better way to do your runs though, because if you're in Deep Trauma, you get more epiphanies and you have the ability to get easier chances of getting better builds. But if you are struggling to complete your runs, just turn off Deep Trauma and then just do a regular run so you can get a deck. Now, something important to be wary of is the save data value tier here. This is the total amount of points you can leave a run with. For instance, this 120 points, you wouldn't be able to get this inside of your regular run here because your data cap here is basically add 2 to whatever number is here. So for instance, this is 7, so we add to 9 and then multiply by 10, which is, or just add a 0, which is 90. So that means you can only leave this run with a total of 90 points in your deck. There's no way you would be able to get this Veronica deck in this mode. I got this in the seasonal one. So if you get points that are higher than this amount, your deck by the end of the run will change somehow in some way. They will either remove epiphanies, they'll remove cards, they'll put back one of your basic cards if you remove them, etc. There's no way telling. Just know that if you go over this cap, you will get your deck changed no matter what at the end of the run. So your primary goal is to, of course, finish these runs. You finish the run, you exit with save data. And when you exit with that save data, then you have these really good builds that you can use in any other mode. The next thing I want to talk about is Zero System. Zero System is going to be your next deck up from Chaos Manifestation. You will unlock this after you reach level 40, I believe, and this gives you the ability to select a codex for the small price of your credits, which is roughly on 30k. And if you finish your Chaos run without failing, you do not need to pay for it again. You can just go ahead and select another world for you to enter. These ones are going to be on the little bit of the harder side, and it gives you the ability to reselect and choose a different Chaos if you so please. and these ones do usually have higher tiers, which makes it a bit easier to get some higher tier builds. I'm pretty sure you also have the ability to select a different difficulty if you get higher. I'm not too sure. I never really played too much in Zero System, but you do have the ability to select different difficulties, which gives you, once again, the higher the difficulty, the higher the save data you can leave. But you do want to do a little bit of this because it can help you get some builds, as well as it helps you upgrade your chaos, and you need to do this in order to get some fairly good stuff to exit the run with. It makes it a lot easier for you to do harder runs as well, which if you can do harder runs, you can exit with better save data. So it's very important that you do this. Lastly, the final area you can enter in terms of chaos that can give you some pretty good builds is your seasonal content. For instance, this time around it's Galactic Disaster or Forbidden Callous, whichever one you want to name it. And this here is a little bit tailored towards Yuki, but once again, there's a bunch of stages here for you to do. The higher you go, the higher tier you go. And as you can notice, this is save data value 10, which with deep trauma, it's actually 11. So we add 2, which is 13, multiplied by 10, that's 130. So I can leave these runs with 130 save data, which means I can get some pretty cool stuff in my deck. So it's really, you really want to keep farming this mode as much as you can. It literally gives you the ability to just walk out with some pretty cool decks and just build your characters. Now, one thing to note is if you ever do get traumatized by the end of a run, all you need to do is come and counsel your character, and you will relieve them from trauma, and you can get your build back. Just make sure not to delete their memories, because if you delete their memories, you lose the build, right? So you come over here, do you go talk to them, right? Make sure you pick the right option. She feels scared, so calm her down. That was the wrong option. Don't press that. Oh no. Let's keep it going. There we go. I took it back. GG. But yeah, that's pretty much all you want to do, right? And then you will get your build back. Now, unfortunately, just to do take your counseling tickets, whatever they're called, it takes those, so you only get those 4 per day. So just be wary of that as well. You only get 4 per day, and then once you cure them from trauma, you can go ahead and go save data and go ahead and go check out the build that you walked out your run with. Anyways, if you enjoyed, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one.